So it's AI tools for recruitment. We talked about all the possible knowledge that there's no way you can know everything what's going on in the world of AI. And that's why I am here today, is to really demystify what's going on today. So let's start off with StatsCan produced a report a few months ago on what is the current situation with AI. And of note, 12.2% of businesses plan to use AI the next 12 months. And that's a double from 2024. So last year, 2024, 6% of businesses in the survey claimed that they were implementing AI. Now it's 12%. And the industries that are predominantly using AI would be information and culture industries, the professional, scientific and technical services, and finance and insurance. And it's a 30-30-30 split. Now, this is what was really striking in that survey, is that of the businesses implementing AI, 90% saw no change in employment. 4% increased employment due to AI, and more than likely that is due to hiring people that have some AI experience. And with the AI implementation, it didn't really change the employment, but what it did is reduce repetitive tasks performed by employees, and also produced new workflows, and 5% of them hired new staff trained in AI. Another huge report that came out was from Microsoft. It was a worldwide survey. 31,000 people participated in this survey. And here are some of the trends. 75% of people are already using AI at work. So that means that if you are an owner of a business, or you're working in a business, more than likely people are already using AI. And they're using AI either on their smartphone or on their tablet or on their own workstation. And half of them started using AI 6 months ago. So this is the trend that we are now seeing in businesses. And it's all across generations, from baby boomer all the way down up to Gen Z. So we call this now bring AI to work. So BYOAI. So employees are bringing AI to work either on their handheld device, or on their laptop, tablet, or their workstation, which is good in a way, because they are learning how to use AI. But if you are a CEO, or you're a CIO or a CFO, you need to be aware that AI is being used in the workplace, and you need to start looking at putting some guardrails on how to use AI, and we'll talk about some of those issues. The other thing that was striking in this report was that 7 out of 10 leaders would not hire someone without AI skills. AI skills is something that employers are now looking for. And leaders would rather hire a less experienced candidate with AI skills than someone more experienced that doesn't have them. Why? Because having someone with AI skills, and if they're lacking some of those that experience, well, it's a trade-off, because you need to get into integrating AI into the workforce. When I talk to people, I say, the train has left the station. You need to be on that train. There really is no going back. And only 39% of people globally who use AI at work have gotten AI training from their company. So you're looking at 61%, 6 out of 10 employees are actually learning AI on their own, or they're learning it through Udemy, or through their local college or university. You need to be aware that we are getting into phase 1 of the AI frontier. So the phase 1 is the human and using AI as an assistant to help them work better and faster. The next phase, which is coming very, very quickly, within the next 6 to 12 months, will be human agent teams. So that's where AI, you'll be able to use what they call AI agents. AI agents are like apps. These are apps that are created, no different than the apps that you have on your smartphone, on your desktop, but they have embedded AI within the app. So you will see that now you will have what they call human agent teams. So you have your classical employees who are now working directly with human agent teams. And phase three will be human-led agent operated, meaning that your teams will be human-led, but it's the AI agents that will be actually doing the repetitive rote tasks within your organization. Another important piece of information I would like to share with you is that 80% of hiring managers dislike seeing AI generate CVs and cover letters. Um, and why is that? Because, three-quarters of them can spot when AI has been used in a job application. 57% are less likely to hire an applicant who has used AI. So it doesn't mean that they don't have the AI skills, but these are hiring managers that can spot a fake resume, fake cover letter, or a resume cover letter that was AI generated. And these managers will likely dismiss the application instantly if they see that AI was being used. And because hiring managers are looking for that human element, the human written application, the authentic applications, because AI generated ones sound repetitive and generic, implying that the applicant is lazy. I've been working with local colleges, and one of the issues they're facing with their students doing virtual interviews is that these students are now, when they're being asked a question, that they're asking the interviewer to actually repeat the question, and they pause. And while the question is being repeated, the student is actually typing in the question into ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, and they're getting an answer, and they're just regurgitating the information based on the AI. So it's not a really authentic interview. What I'm seeing in the workplace is going back to the in-person interview so that you can get a sense of who is the candidate and is the candidate the same person that you see in the resume and in the cover letter. I hope this resonates with you. So basically, there's a movement now that you would like to hire someone with critical thinking skills because that is going to be the key skill that's going to set your company apart. And those are the decision-making skills, the problem-solving skills, research skills, creativity, and curiosity. Why? Because AI is able to do all of that redundant work, all that repetitive work, all those tasks. You need someone who's able to look at the results of AI and then be able to accurately say whether that information is correct, that is authentic, and it meets the needs of your organization. So critical thinking is going to be an important skill that you need to look for when recruiting candidates. So entry-level positions would change rather than disappear. So just based on all the things that I have seen, uh, um, uh, uh, entry-level positions will still exist, but they will change because AI is able to do all of that repetitive, redundant, rote type tasks. And managers will prize these soft skills, the problem-solving skills, the creative skills, the critical thinking skills, and analysis. And there was a huge study done by McKinsey Global Institute, and this is the key finding in that research. And so the required set of skills will likely include a capacity to use AI. So not only are you looking for the critical thinking skills, but you're looking at candidates that are able to use and integrate AI. So far, so good. You can give me a thumbs up or write in the chat if this is resonating with you. So what I tell when I'm talking to colleges and universities and students, that it's not that AI will take your job, it's someone who using AI who will. So that is key. That's a key message that is that we are telling students nowadays. So one of the problems that higher ed is having is because AI has come on so quickly, uh, that recent grads lack AI training. And also, you as an employer, you don't know what AI skills you need. So it's coming from two directions. So grads don't have the AI training, the college level, university level AI training, and employers don't know what skills they need. And that's why there's a big push for you to hire people with critical thinking skills because they're the ones that are able to help you navigate this AI structure. So let's go into another direction about what's happening to Google. Uh, Google, I represent Google. Oops, next slide. I'm representing Google by this old librarian. And Google now has always been, you go onto Google, you ask Google, the librarian, to search for information. And what Google does is, like just this older librarian, is to give you a bunch of index cards, and you click on each of those index cards, you collect the resources, and then you synthesize the resources, and then you do your research. So this is no different than the librarian using those index cards. And some of you remember those days where you had to go with these index cards, go to librarian, and it will do the research for you, but bring you back all the information, and you need to digest that. The new Google, and this is the Google of the last 6 months, is called Google AI mode. And I'm sure you've noticed Google AI mode. And what is different is that the new librarian has read all the information for you. So when you ask something, it will curate all the information for you, synthesize the information, and provides you with the most relevant information for you to use. And that's called Google AI mode. And this is what it looks like. So if I typed in a search, what is the number of employers in Canada? You will see that Google has done the research for me and provides me an AI overview. And this is the new way of searching. It's called Google AI mode. So it's called Ask Anything with Google AI mode. And it is a big shift in search engine optimization. If your organization is spending a lot of money on search engine optimization, you will need to talk to your marketing company or your marketing consultant and say, we need to shift our strategy because people are no longer clicking links. In fact, I saw a piece of information 2 weeks ago where it said that the click-throughs through Google has been reduced by 60% since the introduction of Google AI mode, because the majority of the people are relying on the AI overview for their information. So it's less about getting a click and more about being the source that Google AI chooses to summarize. And that is key for you when you're talking to your marketing people or your marketing consultant, is that there's been a fundamental shift. So if you rely for SEO to get traffic, the landscape has changed. And when you think about this, if 60% of people are no longer clicking through those links and relying on Google AI mode, why are you paying for a pay for click? You want to have your content being displayed up in the AI overview. So this is the big move that has happened in the last 6 months. It's moving to an answer engine, not a search engine. So let's talk about some more trends, and these are the tools. Now, the landscape has been flooded with AI tools, and these tools are going to become even more proliferative. No different than going to the Google Store or to the Apple Store and looking at all the apps. You're going to see tons and tons and tons of AI tools, also known as AI agents, proliferating the marketplace. And uh, and also, most employers are using the free tools, and they're the ones that are bringing their own AI to work. And ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini are probably the top three that tools that employees are using on a daily basis. So here are the list of the popular AI tools that you must be aware of. Notebook LM, and I'll talk to you more about Notebook LM in a few minutes. Synthesia, Google AI Studio, Grammarly, Gemini, Copilot, ImageFX, Mind Studio, Nano Banana, which was released just last month, and the new one, it's called Comet. You will be getting a copy of the slide deck, so I highly recommend that you do some searches on these products and just become familiar because these are the tools that are predominantly being used by your employees. Now, when you're using AI tools, and I'll talk specifically about ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, the magic is in the prompt. If you need to learn how to create a good prompt, and that is called prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is the ability, it's the craft, it's the art and science of crafting effective input prompts to get the most accurate, creative, or useful responses from an AI system. If you're going to Copilot, Gemini, ChatGPT, and you don't construct a very good prompt, you're going to get a lot of garbage. So I want to spend maybe a minute or two to just delve into prompt engineering. I'm sure most of you have heard about this and are aware of prompt engineering, but I just want to do an overview because it's really, really important for you to understand this concept. Prompt engineering is, if you think about it, is giving clear instructions to a super intelligent assistant. The better your prompt, the better the result. And prompt engineering is becoming a must-have skill to stay competitive. In fact, I'm doing some work with an organization called Skills for Change. They received some funding from Google to teach AI skills to youth, and one of the courses is how to create an effective prompt or prompt engineering. Now, why is it important? Because there are some risks in using AI, and you need to be familiar with the risks. Hallucination and inaccuracies. AI, although it has access to a lot of information, it often gets things wrong. It only interprets data that they've been trained on, and hallucinations will make AI believe that it provides the correct answer, and that's where critical thinking skills comes into play. You need to look at the output of AI, and you need to check for hallucinations and inaccuracies. Also, the better the prompt, the lower the risk of getting hallucinations and inaccuracies. Bias and discrimination. AI algorithms can be biased. So if you're using AI to, for example, sort candidates, you need to be very, very careful because it does have bias, and it also can discriminate. Data security and privacy. This is so important for you to know that whatever you put into AI, you're feeding the beast. That's how AI is creating their huge model is by using what users are putting into AI. So if you have intellectual property, or if you're handling personal information, if you're looking at resumes and looking at private information, you need to be aware that you are feeding the beast. So what does this mean? You need to, if you're a Microsoft 365 or Office client, you Copilot within your license will not feed the beast. If you're using ChatGPT, you have to go into settings and you have to tell ChatGPT not to use your information to feed the beast. Same thing with Gemini. You need to go into your settings to say, whatever I have here, do not feed the beast. Otherwise, you are leaking your IP, and also you're infringing on people's privacy. And yeah, you need to be aware that AI does not have any moral or ethical values. So even though developers are trying to provide some rules, you need to be aware that AI is just a huge, super intelligent being with no moral or ethical values. So I guess what I've been talking about for the last 20 minutes is that really AI needs to be coupled with the human intellect, meaning critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, research skills. So I call this AI plus HI. So when you're recruiting for talent, you need to really focus on what AI skills do you have, and what are the critical thinking skills that you have in order to make sure that you're not getting into hallucinations, and you're not getting to moral ethical issues and data privacy and so forth. This is key for a successful organization implementing AI. So why would you use AI in recruitment? Well, recruiting employees, it's time consuming. There's bias. It's a high cost per hire. And how does AI address these challenges? Well, you can automate the process, and you can have data-driven decisions. And I will show you examples in a few minutes. So how do you get started with AI? Well, the first thing is you have to identify bottlenecks in your hiring process. And this is where you need to consult with a talent acquisition expert or HR. And they will look at your process and say, oh, this is where we can use AI in order to help automate the whole process. And what I highly recommend is choose one AI tool to pilot. Don't try a whole whack of them, just try one, and train your team on ethical and practical use. You measure the impact, and you iterate. So basically start small, focus on user-friendly tools, ensure data privacy and compliance. There are two tools that will get you started very quickly. One is called Notebook LM and Google AI Studio. And let's take a look at Google AI Studio. So I'm going to stop my share and go into my other screen. Okay. And see, are there any questions? Okay, so here, go to my screen. So far, so good. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so everybody can see my screen. Thumbs up.
No, we can't see your screen.
You can't see my screen? Okay, I'll do it now. See my
Perfect.
screen?
Yep.
All right. So I went into Google AI Studio, and then here's my prompt. I said, act as an employer. That's the very first step when you do prompt engineering, is that you have to give your AI a persona. You have to tell it, behave like this. If you don't, then you're going to get garbage. So start with act as a whatever, and create 5 interview questions based on the following job posting, and generate 2 behavioral questions as well. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to upload a job posting, and here's a job posting in advertising, and it will look at the PDF. It's extracting, and then I'm going to say run. Okay, so now it's thinking. And here are 5 interview questions that you can use. And it took 8 seconds to generate those questions for you. So all you need to do is copy, paste, then review, use your critical thinking skills, and see is it applicable to the interview. So you can say up here, you can generate 10 interview questions. You can do whatever you want with the prompt, but this is how you use Google AI Studio. Upload the job posting and you generate the questions. Any questions? Okay, let's go back to my presentation here. Share. Pretty cool stuff. This is what we've done. We've uploaded a job description, and you can upload your company values, and you can ask for tailored interview questions based on a role and desired traits. Google AI Studio. And if you have a Google account, you can use AI Studio and at no cost. So this is the prompt that I used, act as an employer, and then you saw the results. You can also use Google AI Studio to draft job descriptions. So all you need to do is upload previous job descriptions, company values, and ask Google AI Studio or Notebook LM to generate new job postings tailored to that role requirement and tone. You can screen resumes. So you can upload a batch of resumes and job descriptions. And I'll show you one that I've done here. I'll stop share and share my screen here. Okay, you can see my screen? Yep, okay. So I uploaded a fake resume this is Google Notebook LM, and it gave me a synopsis. And then I can start asking questions. What is the progression of his educational and professional history? So there you go. It gave me by date, and I was able to quickly review a resume. Then I'm able to ask for a mind map. So here's a mind map, and here's the resume, and here I can take a look at contact information. What's the person's phone number? Oh, there it is. What's the work experience as a marketing expert? So here we go. What about the skills and certifications? Here are the certifications. And what about the interests? And here I have a list of interests. So in a matter of minutes, I'm able to look at a resume and get some summarize and do a deep dive without spending a lot of time. And it's very visual as well. Okay, so let's go back to my presentation. And you could create job descriptions. This is both an AI Studio and Notebook LM. And when you get the slide deck, you can just use the prompts that I've provided in the slide deck so that you can easily create your outputs. And we've done the screening. So here are some of the takeaways. Even without an HR department, you can save time, you can improve the candidate quality, you can promote fairness, and make smarter hiring decisions. And this is what's key for you by leveraging AI. And lastly, at Kibbe, we do provide a hiring platform if you're of interest. And my presentation is done, and I'm open for questions.